Hello again, I am Blunty, and in today's irregularly scheduled dose of digitally delivered audio-visual information, that'd be this YouTube video, 3 different products all designed to prop up your smartphone, including one with tripods in mind. First in line is the Podprop, a recently successful Kickstarter project. Its design and construction are elegantly simple. It's basically just a little chair-like object made from some quite tough foam rubber stuff, and there's really little else to be said about it. I've got to be honest, it supports devices in portrait and landscape orientations and sizes up to something like a PlayStation Vita. Very useful for a desk stand when you're not using your phone or for when you're viewing videos. It's nice and stable, and it has in fact earned a permanent place at my work desk, and my iPhone lives in it whenever it's not in my hand or my pocket. It's even got some channels moulded into the base of it so you can run your power and data cables to your device if you need to. It also makes quite a passable stress ball if you're a bit of a grouch. Hit up podprops.com for everything else you need to know. Next up is the Tiltpod, which was sent in by bitemyapple.co. They also sell a bunch of other stuff for Apple gear. The Tiltpod is much like the Podprop in that it's a simple little support for your phone. In this case, it's been made specifically for the iPhone, and it sacrifices some bulk and some stability for supreme portability. It consists of 2 components, the base, which has a nice grippy rubber bottom to stop it sliding around on most surfaces, and a little clip base thingy which attaches with a strong magnet to the base in a sort of ball and socket type arrangement, which lets you then clip in your phone and angle it to your liking. It'll do so in portrait mode, but it has to be said it's much more stable in a horizontal landscape type arrangement. It's tiny enough to live on your keyring and you'll barely notice it's there. Out in the world, it performs as a decent base for photography and taking videos, but I imagine given its kind of unbreakable nature and its you'll never notice it weight, I'll be using it more often as a prop for watching videos when I'm travelling, especially on planes and such. It's just so tiny and small and out of the way. What else is there to say? Tiltpod, tiny, inexpensive, reliable and clever. What's not to like about it, really? And lastly, the cleverest and my favourite of the 3, the Capta. It's yet another successful Kickstarter project. Seriously, how much do you love Kickstarter? It's a hybrid accessory for pretty much any and all smartphones. Carved from a block of aluminium, or aluminum if you're from you-know-where. You're going to have to try real hard to so much as dent it, let alone break it under regular use. And even then, even if you bang the hell out of it, it's still going to work. Its secret sauce is a specially designed sticky pad under a protective cover plate. Carefully crafted to give a secure grip but without leaving behind any crud, residue or stickiness on your expensive smartphone surfaces. And aside from being able to sit there and prop up your phone for viewing videos and whatnot, its main purpose in life is to serve as a tripod mount. On the bottom you'll find a standard 1/4-20 thread so you can slap it on any and every standard tripod out there, or tripod-like device. That sticky stuff sticks more than securely enough to hold your phone at any and every angle. Landscape, portrait, it doesn't care, even upside down. And I'm not going to ask you to take my word for the strength of that sticky bond, I'm going to show you. So there you go, you can believe me when I say unless you deliberately peel your phone off, it'll take a hell of a wallop to dislodge it from the Capta, and by that point your phone will probably be broken before it even hits the ground anyway. But hey, I hear you thinking with my mighty psychic powers. If it uses a sticky pad, what happens when dirt, hair and crud inevitably get stuck to it? Well, let's find out by covering it in crud, dirt and tree bark and probably some puppy poop, and there's probably possum piss in there as well. I am underneath a tree after all. The footage you're watching now was in fact the very first time I even tried this, but the Capta people assured me it was a quick wash in some water and it'll be back to good as new, so I gave it a quick squirt with a public drinking fountain, let it dry in the sun for a couple of minutes and, well, it looks clean again, but how much of that stick stuck around after all that abuse? The answer, my friends? All of it. I shook the bejesus out of my phone and it absolutely refused to clatter miserably to the ground, so colour me impressed. The Capta also has a little channel carved out of the bottom. It's for routing your power cable through so you can keep the juice flowing and take the strain off the connection if you're on a long shoot or something. That's thoughtful. Regular viewers may be wondering by now how I rate it against the product I recently reviewed, which does much the same job of mounting pretty much any camera phone you can name to a tripod. And that'd be this little guy, the Slingshot. And there is a bit of a difference. Because of the nature of the adhesive pad the Capta uses to secure your device, if you use a case that has a coarse texture to it, or your phone itself or the case you're using has a more curved profile, then thanks to physics the stick won't be stuck quite as strongly because it'll be making contact with less surface area. So while in most circumstances it'll hold tighter and stronger than the slingshot, which relies on friction to grip your device, the slingshot is a bit more adaptable to different designs and cases. So when it comes down to it, choosing between the two, well, both do a superb job at the same kind of task. Just make the choice based on what your highest priority is, really. You can't go far wrong with either one as far as I'm concerned. So there you go, 3 very handy and inexpensive accessories well worth owning for your smartphone. Oh, and I just happen to have a spare brand new Capta to give away, so leave a comment on this video telling me which smartphone you use for photography and video, or which one you wish you had, and do so before the 27th of June, that's in a week from when this video goes live, to be in the running to score the shiny slab of sticky goodness. Thanks for watching, I am Blunty, and I'll catch you next time.